Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I have a haul today from Creative Vision Stamps. I was able to purchase some things on sale early January, including confetti and pirate's chest and pretty penny foils. I was also able to purchase several foilable sets and several mini cards, and we've got some awesome beautiful blooms here which can be colored in before you go ahead and foil them. So this was a nice haul and I was real excited to get this, but I accidentally ordered things twice. So not only do I have this order, but I also came in about 10 hours later because I thought my first order didn't go through. I went and ordered again. So this time I ordered pretty much the same thing. The foilable sentiments, which include get well, thoughts and prayers, love and happiness, and happy birthday. Those are very handy. As you can see, each contains 32 banners and with sorted sentiments that you can foil. Or you can just leave them the way they are. They're very handy and very convenient for making cards. I purchased the large set of Christmas sentiments and again another beautiful blooms and then some mini cards. And then this order includes fool's gold, and it also has confetti and the penny color. Well, then they came out with some new foils, so I placed another order. This time I got salmon, northern lights, barrier reef, Caribbean blue, Caribbean cruise, and baby blue. So some really awesome foil colors. And I wanted to show you how you can use the Duo gel from Deco Foil to make cards and with stencils foil. So here's a stencil from Brutus Monroe. It's a heart that was made available last year. I'm going to adhere it to some cardstock and then take the Duo gel over the stencil. This is a brand new pot of Duo gel. It kind of reminds me of pudding, the consistency. I had a little trouble getting it down on this stencil, probably because my palette was too small. And this stencil has a lot of big open areas. Those hearts are big. And so I think the smaller, more detailed stencils are easier to fill in than these large stencils, but it all worked out, and I was able to get a nice layer there. I tried not to make it too thick. I tried to make it even, and I tried to make sure that I didn't have any spots that were bare, but it was kind of hard with this palette. You'll see that when I do it again, I use a different tool, which I should have used a larger tool to begin with. But this Duo gel is very unique in that you can use it with heat. For example, laminator. Oh, here I have the stencil pal tool, and I'm going over the, that made it easier for me to get more even. There was two of them stuck together. I didn't realize there was two in a pack. And it helped me to get a more even layer. So I took the stencil off of the paper. Now I'm cleaning up my surface, and also I'm going to be cleaning the stencil. And then I'm going to take some black cardstock and repeat the process. My goal here in using this heart and this Duo is to do flock. I want to use some white flock on both the red heart and the black heart after the Deco Foil Duo gel dries. So when you put it on your stencil, it's creamy, like a milky color. But when it's dry and ready, you'll see it's clear. You want to make sure it dries. See, now I'm using the stencil palette and I'm having much better luck. I found out later that I was holding the stencil palette incorrectly. You're supposed to hold it with the straight edge down, but this worked out well for me. I got really great coverage. It was much more simple than using the small, narrow palette knife. So I'm just taking the stencil off, and look how nice that looks. It's going to make for a great card. And then I just played around with some other stencils while I had the Duo gel out. I had some word stencils that I used just to try this medium out. But this stencil is an old one. I don't even know where I got it from. What I like about this stencil is it's kind of sticky on the back. And I always get excellent results when I use this stencil. So I'm just going ahead and using it on black cardstock. And like I said, I don't know where this stencil came from. It's really just a generic stencil. I wish that I could get more like it because of the way it adheres. I don't even have to use pixie spray or tape or anything. And the end result, when you'll see it, it's pretty awesome. Then I had some words, love, I'm thinking of Valentine's Day. And I was able to get some pink cardstock and put some of the gel down on that and let that dry. And then later use some foil. So this word love is kind of stacked. And then there's another word love that's more scripty that I use. And if you hear something clanging and jingling in the background here, it's my dog, Carly. She is hanging out with me this morning, waiting for me to take her for a walk outside. But I wanted to get this voiceover done real quick and then upload the video to YouTube. So I'm just here with my dog, giving her a pet on the head. And it's a cold, wintry morning here. So trying to wait for the sun to come up before I take her for a walk. So here's me with my foils, going in and using some this black toner paper that you can get for your foil. And what I'm doing is I'm putting these black hearts that I die cut into just regular paper and sending them through my laminator. My laminator is pretty hot by this time, and I like to let it get really hot. I have this foil duster, just trying to get the dust off of the before I send it through. Anytime there's a little bit of dust on your image that you're trying to foil, you could have some spots that are bare. And that right there, I kind of missed the top of the heart. But that was my fault for not laying the foil in there right. So I just ran it back through the laminator with success. It came out really nice, as you'll see here. Look at that. How pretty. That's Razzle Dazzle from Creative Vision Stamps, a beautiful pink color. I did a couple more things. This is a die from Brutus Monroe. It's a big floral die. I die cut it on the toner paper. And I'm going to send it through with some red foil. This one's called Ruby Slippers. And the result is really, really nice. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. I'll probably do this technique again in the future. Just taking the die, because it's a die that's large enough to fit on an A2 card, sending it through my laminator with foil. Turns out really, really nice. It's just so pretty. What I love about foiling is you can use the waste. That's what this part is. You can use the waste on a future project, and it's really cool because it's like you're getting 2 for 1 when it comes to foiling. And using the waste is a really great way to really stretch your foils. So I never throw away the panels that are left over, and I use them again on other pieces, and I'll show you an example here in a minute. So I just got back in the house. I let my dog out. She really couldn't wait any longer. And picking up where I left off here, this is one of the flowers from the Beautiful Blooms. And I'm using these Nouveau alcohol markers to color in this flower. This is a 3-set marker combo, so it kind of makes it easy when you're trying to blend. Basically knowing that these 3 colors complement each other and that you can use them to have your dark tone, your medium tone, and your light tone. I am not an expert on coloring with alcohol markers. I do the best that I can. So this is definitely not a tutorial about how to use alcohol markers, but I'm trying to basically use the colors to complement each other so that there's shading. But then at the end I kind of blend. Okay, so anyways, this is a really pretty flower. Here I'm just blending straight across, just trying to get that color down. And I love these color of markers. They're perfect for Valentine's Day. And what I'm going to do here in a minute is foil this image using the Razzle Dazzle foil from Creative Vision Stamps. So Creative Vision Stamps, the owner Laura is retiring, and she's selling her company or her business. It hasn't been announced yet who exactly is going to be purchasing it. I'm hoping that they continue to carry the foils and the stamps, because the foil is the best foil I think out there. It doesn't flake whenever you use it. Other foils that I have actually kind of flake off, whereas this sticks. Isn't that pretty? I think that is beautiful. I'm going to probably color more of those flowers in and use that for Valentine's. So now it's time to finish a card. I'm going to show you all of the different elements that I foiled. There's our flower, there's our die, here's our heart with Razzle Dazzle, here's our little baby hearts with red. This one is using waste, so you can see how it has an image on it. That is also using waste, the waste from the flower. That's why it has that image on it. And here, look at this. This is foil from Creative Vision. It's the confetti. Look how beautiful it is. I mean, that die, that stencil, I just can't get enough of it. Here we go with the flock, nice and velvety, both hearts here. I think the black one has a greater impact when you look at it. These words didn't turn out quite as nice. That's kind of like a shabby look. This one's not bad. I'll just die cut around that one. But I'm definitely going to be able to use this. And there I had some flock, and I used it in an embossing folder. And then I die cut some from my stash, some words, love, and I'm going to put a card together. So I thought I would take the black heart and the pink word love, and that would be the card that I would make. And I'll do another video with these other foiled and flocked hearts and finish my Valentine's, but this was where I wanted to start. So I have some light pink paper cardstock. I actually end up using a hot pink instead of this light pink, but this is what I grabbed first. And this is quite a large stencil, so you have to trim it in order to get it to fit on an A2 size card. So I'm just trying to decide whether I want to offset it. I'm measuring it to see how big of a piece of cardstock I would need and what size card it would be. So I grabbed this hot pink and I actually trimmed it 5.5 by 5.5. So that's the size of card that we have here. And I recently purchased the We Are Memory Keepers envelope maker punch thing. So I'll be able to hopefully make an envelope for this. And yes, if I do mail it, it would definitely be more costly, but that's okay. I might just hand deliver this one to someone who's in a nursing home that I know. So I'm looking at my foil paper, and I'm thinking maybe I should, use this mirror foil stock and put it in the background. But then I remember that I recently purchased some foils papers from Brutus Monroe. This is like a hot pink foil. So I said, oh, that would probably look even better. So I'll just save the silver foil for another card. And look at that. Look at the color of that foil. It's just luscious. I love this foil. It also comes in red and like a rainbow prism color. So I'll use that in the future and show you that. But I think that's beautiful. I love using foil, and it just goes so well with this card. It's very pronounced. So I have to kind of trim a little bit of the heart just so that it fits better on the mix, is like more centered on the card. And then I don't like the way it's kind of square, because a heart is round. So I take my scissors and I just trim around the edges, just rounding it a little bit so it doesn't look so choppy, I guess. When I get to the scissors, I have to be careful because I can easily overdo it and then ruin it. So I was trying very hard to just cut the least amount off as possible. And I was pleased with that. I was like, okay, I finally was able to do it without ruining it. Yay. And then I thought, look at this foil, how pretty it looks with the sentiment on the foil. So this is what I end up doing for my card. This is the design that I finish off with. I have a finished card on my Instagram account. You can check my links below in the description box and check out the finished card on my Instagram. I used some gems and finished it that way. Here's my information, and thanks so much for tuning in today. Have a hopeful day. Bye-bye.